Just got this cool new pedal in the mail that I've been really excited about, and I wanted to do kind of like a preview or review video for it, because there isn't a lot of videos out there showcasing it. So, here we go. Let's see, where did I put that? Ooh, what's this? So I picked up the pedal from Parasitstudio.se. The runner of the website there has been active in the modding community, and I believe you can pick up the PCB for his pedal at rollywow.com. But he has a really cool building blog at that first site. I'll throw it in the link, and he has a lot of cool effects. And honestly, this is one of my favorite new pedals. If you're into this kind of thing, you should totally check out his site. He was a really nice guy, friendly to communicate with. Totally awesome, really helped me out. He just did his first run of these. I think they made 30. 2 of them were white, and I was lucky enough to score one. So we'll do a quick overview of the settings just so you kind of understand what's going on. I'm probably not going to go through everything in the video, but there's a lot of options here. Of course, volume controls your volume. There's no gain setting, which you don't really need, I mean, for this kind of pedal. There's the rate, which controls the LFO. Mode will change between having the octave up and down or the LFO setting. Width controls either the width of your square wave if it's up, the PWM, or the intensity of your octave up setting if you choose to have an octave up setting instead. Then you have blend, which blends between this channel here and this one, so you can blend between the PWM and the octave up and octave down. So this switch does your octave up or octave down. So you have some options. I tend to like it with 2 octave down and square wave. I think that sounds great. You can have obviously more of this first channel here, more of the second channel, or a nice mix. As far as the LFO, you can turn it off. The slow rate is nice and slow. The fast one is really fast. So for reference, I'm just going through the Epiphone Les Paul copy here into the SLO green channel with just the Arcadiator and the effects chain. There's a lot of different options here, so I probably can't go through them all. Let's start with the LFO off, and we'll have a square wave and then an octave down. I'll turn that up. Mario again with lower octaves. With the LFO turned low, it can add some cool sounds. You don't notice the LFO, so it sounds kind of like a regular, like, video game glitchy sound effect. It's not a glitch, it sounds like an old arcade, you know? Turn the 2 octaves down up a bit and turn the LFO off. nice, fat, juicy lower octaves. Now with the LFO a little higher. For those of you that just want to do fuzz and not make video game noises for some peculiar reason, you can totally do that too. That's with the sub-octave rolled down. Let's see what it sounds like mixed in. Honestly, it says it doesn't work that good with chords in the manual, but it works better than any of my other octave pedals as far as tracking goes. A lot of the chiptune pedals and things that I have say that you're only supposed to play them above like the 9th fret. You know, like the synthatron is a great pedal. It's like $300, but it doesn't have the flexibility of this, which is probably the best chiptune pedal I have ever played. And I do MIDI, I mean, I do all kinds of stuff. You know, it's one thing if you're going to plug directly into a computer and use the chip from a Nintendo, but if you're a guitarist and you want to sound like a video game, this is the pedal for you. And if you just want something crazy that's like cool for solos that people won't necessarily recognize or know, that's adding something different, or maybe trying just something different with your tone to try something new, I'm a huge fan of this. Totally recommend it. Switched it from an octave down, 2 octaves down to 1 octave down on the blend. You get a little bit more stability on the lower frets for chords and things. Here's a G. Or a D. Pretty fatty, pretty meaty. I've gone on a search through a lot of different pedals to try and sound chiptuney through a guitar. You know, I've tried fuzzes and octaves, and this is honestly one of my favorite pedals. Like, this is way better than I expected. You can do so much with it. You can have fuzz, you can not have fuzz, the octaves, the pulse width modulation. But more importantly, a few times a pedal comes along where you plug it in and it changes how you think about what you play. And it lets you experiment. Like, every time you mess around with the pedal, but when I plug this in, I start playing things that I never would have played before listening to it. Which is, I think, what really makes a great pedal. Even if it's something simple. Just sounds like a video game. Probably wouldn't change a thing about this pedal. It's beautiful, it's white, it looks like you just stepped into an 80s arcade. But I had to get a yellow knob for that red knob. I mean, come on, it's Pac-Man. Now he's gonna waka waka. How cool is that? Again, this is probably the best pedal I've tried in years. If you're into chiptune and want to try that in a more analog way, because you're a guitarist and not a programmer, this is totally the way to go. If you're looking to get a hold of one of these, go ahead and check out Fredrik Lyxzén's site, Parasitstudio.se, and figure out how to get a hold of one, because it's amazing. Thanks for watching.